Hello, it's Sunday, and we're going to have a live on gut health. And today's guest is going to be Dalia Brunschwig, I think she calls herself, but we'll let her tell you that on her own. And we're going to be talking about her great nutrition advice that she gives, and she has master classes and live classes, and that's what we are going to be talking about. So we're going to start in a few minutes. I'm just waiting for Dalia to come in. Hi. Hello, it's so nice to see you both. Thanks for joining. We're going to wait for Dalia. It's a bit early. Because I find that there's such a gap between the live when it starts and when you get the guest on, I came on a few minutes early just to get it started. But Dalia appears in the Uplift magazine in most issues, and she has the most fantastic advice. Her food plan is so easy to follow and really makes a difference. I've followed it before, and I just found such a major difference in the way I eat and the way I felt. And I think that's what this is all about. It's how you feel. It's nothing to do about what you're weighing on a scale. It's more about how you feel and what it does for your gut. And that's what I want to bring out with Dalia today. Dalia lives in Switzerland, and she has people coming from all over the world. They join her. She does all types of programs. She has resets, rebalance, and I just find her whole way fabulous. During the winter, I'm hoping to do something like this every Sunday with a different guest. And what we're going to do is just have different people coming and discussing what they do and how we could start the work. So let me just, without further ado, get Dalia in, and let me make sure I know how to do this. Let's see. Join. That's it. Invite. Okay, here we go. Hello, Dalia. I've done it.
Hi, Chani.
Hi, you hear me? You hear me?
I hear you. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay?
I think I'm good.
Okay, fine. So I was just giving you a whole, kedomet, explaining who you are, what you do, and just telling everybody how I really find your system so easy to follow and so good. Just nutritionally, it's just such a fabulous way of eating. Not only that, I mean, when I joined you, I think it was, which one did I join? Do you remember the first time?
You joined after Hanukkah last year, I think it was.
Yeah, and I was writing
Very
about it.
practical.
Yeah, and I wrote about it in the magazine that time as somebody, trying it for the first time. And I found it so helpful. It changed my whole way. I felt so much healthier in myself. So that's what we're going to share today. And we have a few people here. Hello. I'm not very good at this helloing, but I wave to you all back, and I hope you enjoy yourselves. So Dalia, could you give me just a little bit of a introduction to what your gut health is all about?
Okay, so as you know, I'm all about balance, right? And I don't find that we need, in order to live a healthier lifestyle, we need to deprive ourselves from food and from, having cravings and suffering from actually living a healthier lifestyle. So I like to help usually my clients with finding their blind spot in order to know what is it preventing them from living a healthier lifestyle, whether it's because they want to lose weight or whether it is because they're having certain symptoms. But usually for me, what's important is to find the root, what's causing you not feeling balanced. And from my experience, I realized that a lot of my clients have a gut imbalance. And that's what made me create this new reset now for the new year, because I think gut health is so important and it can affect so many areas in our life that it's just a jumpstart to kind of check in with your body if you really have a gut imbalance and to feel better. So it's very similar to my other resets. It's just more focusing on gut health and giving or recommending the foods that will boost your gut health to feel better.
Okay, before we start going anywhere else, could you explain gut health?
Yes, I wanted to explain.
Where's the
gut?
So
a lot of people believe that the gut is the stomach, but it's actually more than that, right? It's actually the gut microbiome, which we all have, and it's actually where all the yeast and bacteria and viruses go through the small and large intestine. So we all have that. And sometimes we feel bloated, we feel constipated, we feel we have like a loose bowel. All of that are symptoms that you don't have like a good balance in your gut, right? And some people can get a chronic illness out of this if they don't take care of it in time. So I hope that was a good explanation.
Yeah, that's a good explanation. I think also, I mean, the gut is really, I call it the gut runs your whole body, because if that's no, right. And I think that's what your thing. I also want to just tell people that when Dalia gives food recipes, I mean, I don't know if any of you have ever tried one in the magazine, but they are very, very good recipes. And I find them really interesting.
Thank
we
you.
also have Ilana here on with us today. I see her Get Fit Ima, and she has such good recipes. And every recipe that we share in the magazine, we always try to make them healthy and at least give a healthy alternative.
Touch.
Yeah.
Yes.
We sometimes do put in sugar and things like that, which is sometimes hard for me. But we do try to include everything. Now, Dalia, could you explain about your masterclass, what that's all about?
So tomorrow, actually, I'm having a masterclass because a lot of people have a lot of questions. What is it all about? How do I work? How can we balance after the Chagim without going into an extreme diet? And, you know, there's only one thing that you can really do, which I will be talking about it tomorrow, but in theory is having a balance and resetting the body with the right foods and not being hungry and not actually trying to do everything at once. It's actually taking one step at a time. I know it sounds scary to do a 5 days reset, but actually I give you everything. I give you a guide. I give you like the recipes, the shopping list, and it's only suggestions because you don't need to follow it 100%. You can actually like one recipe and cook it once and eat it twice. It's just giving you the direction. Obviously, during the reset, it's not that you can say, oh, she's only giving suggestions. I'm going to go and have some ice cream after dinner. Yeah. But it's you're investing in yourself. You actually want to feel better and you want to give this jump start to your body like after the Chagim, but also as the new year, as the winter approaches, you know, you need to take care of yourself. We're going to be with the cold weather, cold start, viruses, all of this. And it's just super important to know, to listen to your body, to actually tune in and know what's good for you and not. It doesn't mean that you're just going to be off sugar for the rest of your life. Just say, try it for 5 days, see how you feel, and then it's up to you to see if you want to carry on or not, right? It's all good health.
That's it. I think that's, people are so scared because when they say, when you put the word diet on something, it automatically means, okay, no more, I can't do, it's finished, my life is finished. And then you wait for the time you could cheat. So what you do is you keep the diet for 5 days or whatever your plan is, and you lose a little bit of weight, you feel great, and you say, okay, no more. But that's not what you're about. And that's what I really love about it, Dalia, that you don't, I don't think I ever heard the word diet when we were talking in the actual plan. I think you always talk, I mean, I gave it my own name. I always tell Dalia, it's called rebalancing, because that's what you do. You're rebalancing your life. It's in every way. It's even taking walks. I wasn't even taking walks when I started. And then,
right, so I actually motivate you, or whoever joins the program. Usually it's not only about eating right, it's also about taking self-care, going to bed earlier, trying to switch off your electronics 2 hours before, whether you do it or not.
That doesn't work for me.
Right, but I mean, motivating and incentive,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
some people, that's what I'm saying. If within the program you can pick up one or two things going forward, for me, that's the biggest satisfaction. You don't need to do it all or nothing. It's all about taking those baby steps and really making it work for you. So going for walks, you started going for walks after like a long time that you were not really active, and that was great for you. So
It was fabulous. I felt so
that
much
was a
better.
win for me, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't keep it up, but yeah, it was really good. And that's the thing. I think that's really important. When we get into winter, I mean, the reason that I'm starting this thing is, I said it's called Uplift Your Week, because I want to try to get different things and throughout the winter that will make people, aware of their bodies, of their health, of just anything, because there's so much going on in our lives. Just take a step away and think, this is what I'm going to commit to for the next few days, and really commit to it. So I think about this, the gut is also about something that we have to commit to take care of ourselves, and to really try and make a difference to the way we're living. And it will help everybody in the family, because if we're feeling good, everybody else.
Your mood changes if you're feeling good. If your gut is happy, your brain is happy, and you're just going to be a better mother, a better wife, a better grandmother. You're just going to be more motivated. You're feeling more energy. And especially coming winter, I don't know, I mean, also in Manchester, it's very dark. Here in Switzerland, also very foggy. So it's just nice to have this boost of energy from the food you're eating. And it doesn't have to be boring, really not. You can just really use so many spices. And, tomorrow I'm also going to be talking about probiotics, how you can include natural probiotics into your meals, which, will boost your gut health, will boost your metabolism.
So that's like, is that a probiotic? I take sometimes a pill when I'm on an antibiotic or something. Is that the same type of idea, or?
Right, but it's actually with real food, yes.
Oh, okay.
And I did send you some recipes for the magazine, actually, with which are like some recipes there which are promoting probiotics. Yeah. So that's going to come on your next issue.
Yeah, and, that's soon. we're
so it's great for the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dalia, could you tell people, let's say, if they live far away, or, I know that your people on your groups that come from all over the world. So maybe let's tell people how they would do that.
So actually, I have groups from people come from everywhere. It could be from the US, from Australia, Israel, UK, Europe. Baruch Hashem is really nice group of ladies, from newcomers to returning people, returning clients, which is always very satisfying to see friendly faces. And I always love to get to know new people and to help them. So it works like this. I have a platform where you sign up to, and then you don't need WhatsApp or you don't need Facebook. It's not on social media. It's actually on a private portal where you get all the documents. This time I'm also opening a workshop, a preparation workshop. So you're actually doing the 5 days plus an extra 5 days plus a workshop to prep, because I think gut health is a bit different. We need to prepare the food a bit differently. And I want the people that are committed to this program to also be ready and not to feel overwhelmed. It's very important for me that whoever takes part is committed to their health, and that they want to see the benefits at the end of the program. So it's not just like take a book, follow a diet. It's not about that. It's really about really identifying any symptoms that might be causing you these imbalances, whether it's hormonal, whether it's...
I was just going to say, could we talk a bit about... I don't know if everybody knows, but this is... it's called, I think, Global Awareness for for menopause. So I just wanted you to bring in a little bit about how you think that this would affect somebody's menopausal symptoms and things. Yeah.
So let's face it, we can't avoid menopause. We're all going to get there, or you are there, and it's just a fact, right? But what we can help is the way we get there, whether we can prevent certain symptoms, whether we can have less painful symptoms, have it more smooth, maybe make it later, like if you're still in... So perimenopause starts 10 years before menopause, and that's usually around the mid 40s.
Yeah.
However, in today's society, in today's world, perimenopause is starting even earlier. So it's because we are exposed to so much processed food, so many toxins, so many things that are affecting our hormones today. And therefore, if you can live a healthier lifestyle, whether it's with food, with exercise, with taking care of your skin, sleeping better, all of those things, you can really balance your hormones better, and you can also reach menopause in a different state, right? So it's super important.
I would just add to that when you are in menopause and you do keep more nutritional, where I think it actually helps the way you feel. It stops the you get hot flushes. I don't know if you ever heard about it. I think you're too young for this.
Yes.
Dalia.
No, I just read about it.
They're very, very bad. When you get them, you feel you're on fire. It's such a horrible feeling. But there are certain. I found that when you do use the nutrition way of eating, like what you gave, I just felt that everything had calmed down quite a lot that few days that I was doing it. So I thought that was really very good. It just really made a difference. So that's something to take into consideration.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for saying that.
Any hormonal imbalance, when somebody is younger and they're still getting their periods, they're menstruating, and you also feel sometimes really unbalanced. You feel like, oh, it's too much for me, I can't do it. But if you're keeping a steady pace with your gut, with your health, it makes a very big difference to how you get around it.
And it's not only about menopause, it's also, how many infertility issues there are because they don't have a good hormonal balance, or, or not regular cycles. So there is a lot. Women's health is so important.
We mustn't say that this is the answer, because it's not the answer.
No.
But it definitely helps along the way.
It balances out. It's all about balancing it out. It's not
100%. It's really important that people know that I'm not saying for 1 minute that this is the answer. This isn't the answer.
No.
This is just a way that helps along the way.
We also need our doctors, for certain things. I'm not a doctor, and I'm never going to tell anybody to remove their medications or to try to follow my program because they're really going to find a solution to it. What I'm just saying is also, it's just a jumpstart. It's a way to identifying certain symptoms in order for you to feel better. And this is one of the things I do. I mean, I also did the no sugar challenge, which you also took part of it, and it was just no sugar. And you can feel so great without sugar. So it's not only, eating.
I think if anyone has any type of questions, if they put them in, then we'll try to answer as many as we can. But if not, then I will send them over to Dalia for afterwards, and she could answer it on her own time, or if it's for me, I can answer it.
With pleasure. But, you can also join the masterclass tomorrow, which is taking place at 2:00 European time, 1:00 UK. I'm trying to think. 3 p.m. Israel time.
I was trying to figure out what the time is called in Switzerland, and I'm looking, and I write C, whatever it was, CET or something.
Central European time,
Yeah, and then I got it wrong anyway, because I wrote 2 hours difference. I thought it was anyway. It's so hard with all the different timings. But look how cosmopolitan we've all gone, that we're able to talk to people from so many different countries. And it's all just in one space. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing. I've connected with so many women all across the world, and it's just unbelievable. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, I just had this whole thing with my other account. It was hacked.
Right.
And it was like starting all from scratch. I had to start finding new. It's awful. It's like I had over 1,000 followers, and now I'm down to 200, which is really hard, but Baruch Hashem, people are coming back very, very quickly, and I'm very excited to see you all. And if you just pass the word around, it would help me a lot.
Yes, definitely. It's a great account to follow. It's a great magazine to read.
Thank you very much. By the way, we're going to be publishing the next one within the next few weeks. I'm not going to give a date because I never keep to it. So it's better to say that it's in the next few weeks. And it's really exciting. We have such great people who contributed this time. And I really can't wait to share it with you. Dalia, for further, give me a little bit more about, let's say, what type of foods you tell people to eat, because I think people get very scared. Ooh, I'm not going to eat this. I'm not going to have that. What am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? And I want you to explain to them how much they could eat.
So I actually give too much information usually. There's too many recipes. You don't keep up to all of them. And there is also like a shopping list, which is very long. I really focus on having lots of spices and real food because I don't want you to be hungry. And I realize also if you...
One more thing. Where are you from? Just tell everybody where you're from, because that will show why you use spices that are good.
Right. So I wanted to say I'm originally from Spain, and I come from a Sephardi family where we used a lot of Mediterranean, spices and diet. So I grew up also with not so much kosher food around where I was. So my mom, I remember how much she still does. She lives in Israel today, but used a lot of she made a lot of homemade food, which was with so many spices and so tasty, and we hardly had any processed food because we didn't have it kosher-wise. So I don't know. I mean, maybe also today's market is different. There's so much more out there.
But my mother-in-law was the same thing. My mother-in-law was from Brazil, and everything she had to make from scratch. Yeah, really from scratch. Everything, spaghetti, everything.
Yeah. So there is a lot of spices within my recipes. There's like cumin, cinnamon, coconut milk, and I don't know. It really gives you a lot of flavor. Lots of herbs. Of course.
Used basil. Never used it before. All that stuff I knew.
Olives. A lot of olives.
And all of a sudden I was using it, and it made such a difference to the whole taste of the food that now I'm constantly using it.
Yeah, once I had like a client, and she actually joined the Reset and then the Balance Redefined program, and she was a bit skeptical. She said, but I'm so Heimish, I'm so used to like all my, and then she was like, I showed her a different world with the cuisine, with the kitchen, and she was so amazed how she can introduce different flavors into her kitchen, and her family also enjoyed it.
It's so beautiful. Yeah. It's really good, and it's very, very. That's why I think that it's really important that people know that this is not boring food. This is really good. It fills you up, and it fills you up.
You shouldn't be hungry. You shouldn't be hungry. You might be hungry the first day, meaning because your body's changing. You might feel some withdrawal symptoms, but that's actually the toxins coming out of your body. So it's better they come out at the beginning, and that you really feel great at the end. So let's be honest, you can feel it at the beginning of the program, but it definitely gives you this big satisfaction of feeling in control, feeling you're not hungry, you're not craving sugar, you're really enjoying the food, and you are feeling great. You're feeling more energy, you lost that a little bit of weight, you are, sleeping better skin, and you might identify certain symptoms that you didn't know about.
And I'll tell you more. I think it was did we share it last thing about the chicken one, the one that I love? I think it was in last magazine, wasn't it?
Yes, you added it.
Yeah, I think I added it in. If you want to know one of Dalia's recipe, if you have the last issue of the magazine, which was the yellow cover, which of course I don't have right near me, but a good recipe, and it just gives a taste of what her recipes are like. It was like a chicken.
It's also simple recipes because we're all very busy, okay? So it's not about making it complicated. It's really about making it easy. So you might get a bit overwhelmed at first saying, oh, these spices, I've never tried this food, but they become a favorite. Too many.
Definitely. Very good. Tell me something else, Dalia. When what made you start doing this? What got you into it?
So I started about 5 years ago after having a very difficult delivery with my youngest daughter, where I was not feeling good with myself and really having some imbalances. I was taking so many medicines. I felt bloated. Like a whole year, I gave birth after Shavuot, and still a year later, I was still wearing maternity. No, I wasn't overweight. I just didn't feel right. And it was really not feeling good with my skin, So therefore, I started changing my diet. again, diet, but it's really a diet. And I started removing dairy, and so I did a kind of elimination diet, and then I reintroduced the food, and that's actually what I do after the reset. And then you start identifying what is good for you and what's not good for you. So I know dairy is really not good for me, but if I want to have my cheesecake, I would have it. I just know the consequences, right? So it's about knowing how to treat your body, right?
Right.
And
So, and did you, I mean, I know that you learned a lot about this and you went into much more into depth about it. So how long did you go into that?
So what happened is that after a year of, not feeling well and then suddenly feeling great, we are in a small community here in Zurich, and people saw the change, family, friends said, what happened to you? And I'm like, well, I just changed my diet. I'm eating better. I'm feeling better. And can you help me? Can you help me? So I remember I did a first group by in the living room with 4 ladies. And I said, okay, with my intuition, I said, I'll tell you what I did and try to do it. And it worked so well. But I realized that everybody's different, because even what worked for me doesn't work for everybody. And that's when I actually went to nutrition school, and I did an online certificate just to understand better different approaches, different options, and then yes, I can help you, and I can help people to identify the blind spot and what's preventing you from feeling good. But at a certain point, my knowledge comes to a limit, and then I will redirect you to the right person, And
I think that's important for people to know, that she's not, Dalia's not just doing this off the cuff of her head. It's not just a money-making scheme. It's something that, you look into, and if you can't do it, then you will direct somebody to someplace else. That's
yes, and I think it's very important to know that if I don't know the answer, I would also tell you I don't know, and I will do my research, and I will redirect you to the right people if I can.
I think that's important. That's really important. And, I think that there's so many people today who are doing different types of health, health programs online. And as a magazine, I try very hard to keep the ones that I'm doing, who I'm working with. I try very hard to try their methods and to talk to them, just to make sure that we're not just having a bunch of, shysters, I call them, people who are just trying to get you money. So we have a few really good ones in the magazine that we talk to. We have Rosalie Schatzman, we have not Ilana, I'm sorry. We have Keep Fit Ima. Where are you, Keep Fit Ima? Yeah, we have Keep Fit Ima, we have you, and we have on our called Dr. Rose, and she always checks everything that we're doing makes sense, so that we always give information that really makes sense. I don't just do things just because it sounds let's try this. I really try to take care of that.
And I think your magazine also touches a lot of uplifts. That's the whole word. You really uplift other women with your topics. There are real topics that we are facing day to day. So
hopefully we do.
When you did self-image, that was so powerful. That topic, I think, was a great issue there.
We try very hard, and it's a big problem. I don't know if I shared this here, but the self-image thing is so. I wish I could write about it every single magazine, because it's such a deep issue, and it's so scary. We had a child turned around. It was having a bath, a 5-year-old kid, and she said, "Oh, I'm so pretty because I'm skinny." And I was thinking, "Oh my gosh, you're so young. That shouldn't even be in your lexicon of conversation. It shouldn't be something that you even think about." And it just showed that she's picking it up from outside, from wherever it is. It's not even social media. It was nothing. It was just an observation that she had made.
It's influences what's going around people, and and that's what I say. We get so influenced by
it. Yeah, and that's why I'm very, very thing with you, and I keep on saying, I don't care. I don't want any diet in my thing. It's rebalancing, and I really feel that way. It's all about rebalance. Anyways, we're coming up to the end of this. But I just want you to share a little bit about how people could join this, your masterclass, and your other, your 5
Thank you.
reset, so that anyone who wants to join could join. And again, if anyone has any questions, if you raise your hand or whatever you're supposed to do here, so that we know that you have a question. And Dalia, I give it to you.
Right. So thank you, Chani. It's really been uplifting being here with you today. And I was really looking forward to this conversation. So the masterclass is actually taking place tomorrow, and you can join with the link in my bio. And the reset is happening the 6th of November. We actually start the reset, but the workshop starts a week before. So you get all the documents and everything beforehand in order for you to get ready, and you have access to me also then to ask all your questions. And if you're not sure if the reset is for you, you can also DM me or send me an email, whatever works for you. And you can also join via my bio. So everything is there, or you can check fullyinbalance.com and all the information is there. Or you can also...
We have to remember that this is fully in balance. Because I think that
exactly, because
we get into a conversation, we don't even know. Remember that I'm talking to Dalia Brunschwig. How do you pronounce it, Dalia?
Brunschwig.
Brunschwig, right? I think I got it. Anyway, my name is even better, so it's okay. I'm Chani Schreibhand, and we run. And I'm from the Uplift magazine, and Dalia has Fully in Balance. And my new Uplift is called Uplift Jewish Women's Magazine, instead of the old one, which was Uplift Magazine. And I can't wait to see you next week when we have somebody else. We'll see. I'll let you know in the middle of the week who's coming. And I hope you have a lot of hatzlacha with this new Got to Be Balanced.
Thank you so much.
You're fantastic, and we really love you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Chani. I'm looking forward to.
Thank you. If I know how to do this. Okay. Do I put the X on, or do I save it first?
I think you actually stop it and then you save it, if I'm not mistaken.
Great. All right.
Thank you so much. Have a great week, everybody.
week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.